Hello and welcome to Head Wreck, that show where we talk about the things that are wrecking your heads and the things that are wrecking our heads. I'm John Bird, and with me, as always, is Alan Ryan. Say hi, Alan.
Hi,
It's our thing now,
Alan.
isn't it? And you're so nonchalant with your hi.
I was like, what do I say? But just look what I'm drinking.
Oh, Heineken 0%. I've never had it. I've never
I've
had it.
not, see, I don't drink, so Heineken Zero is
No,
my
you
drink.
know,
I do
but
enjoy Heineken Zero.
I haven't had beer in years. A beer. I just felt so bloated from it. And don't even get me started. Oh, get me started on it. That's the whole point of the podcast, isn't it?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
let's jump straight into. This is gonna really kill people, and I wouldn't have even thought of it. Only you were drinking a 0% Heineken. Is IPA? I don't get it. Maybe I've said it.
Icy grapefruit.
IPA beers. What? They're all sweet and cloudy. It looks like
Oh, they're not sweet
someone.
at all.
Oh no.
I don't
Well,
think they're sweet.
anyone that I've ever
They're
tried
like
has been
grapefruit.
sweet, and that's why I just don't do IPAs anymore. No,
Yeah.
I just can't. They've been
Okay.
sweet and cloudy, as if like you have a yeast infection and you're pissing into a
That's what
glass. That's what they look
IPA
like for
stands
me.
for. That's what
What?
IPA stands for.
What stands for what? What I
I I piss a lot.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
There you
there you go.
go.
Well, IPAs wreck my head, and I hate going to a bar of which I don't frequently. But when I do, and it's all IPA taps, and you're going, oh, there's the Guinness equivalent, there's the Heineken equivalent, there's a cider equivalent. I don't know what they're like, and it always costs that little bit more. So you're like,
Sure.
do I
Yeah, yeah.
take a chance to spend money on something that I know I might not like? There
Now,
you go.
by where I work in Dublin, there is a brew dog, and they've only one place, and they're all the craft beers,
Mm.
and they don't do any branded beers that I'm aware of, besides for their own brand. But they do. It's called like Black Heart or something like that. It's the equivalent of their Guinness. It's actually not bad, but it's like eight point six
Mm.
percent or something like that. That's the
Oh
only
yeah,
thing.
it
It's more.
absolutely
It's
destroy
slightly
you.
more chocolatey. It's not bad. It's not bad. But I absolutely get what you're saying when you go and
Well,
go. I
well,
have a
do you know
Heineken. We
what?
don't sell a Heineken. Do you want this Struffelweiser? And
Yeah.
like,
Yes,
do I?
in a really, really, really manly glass. They're always
Yeah,
the
yeah.
most awkward of glasses as well.
40% beer,
Must get
80% head.
robbed like unbelievable. But I tell you what I'll do before the next podcast, because you're enjoying that beer. I am going to try, and this is a shout out, not a sponsor in any way, unless they want to, and let me try it out. There is a local IPA company called Yellow Belly Beer, and
Oh,
they're
never heard of
in
that.
pubs and they're in shops and that kind of thing, and you can get cans. So I'm going to try. So shout out to Yellow Belly Beer because I know it is very popular. We are not sponsored by them
Are
yet.
they based in Wexford?
They are. Yep. They are.
Oh, okay.
Wexford Brewing Company, Yellow Belly. So there you go. Right. So speaking of beers, no, I'm kidding. It's the worst segue ever. So we have an email, and we're going to start with an email. But first of all, should I start with how was your week? Good week? Yeah, enjoying the sun.
Yeah, it was. I have a lovely sinus infection, so that's
Yes,
wrecking my
you've
head
been
literally.
poorly, haven't you? You've been
I
poorly.
have.
It's literally been
I
wrecking your
have.
head. Yeah.
It
Uh,
literally, it absolutely literally has. But before you go into that, before you go on to the email, before you go in,
okay.
you're
Yeah.
stealing, you've forgotten this for several weeks in a row. Where can you reach us, John?
Oh, yeah. Well, they can reach us here, and they can reach us at the lads
Head
at
underscore
headrec.
Rex.
Yeah, and our
You
email
forgot.
is the lads at headrec.com. So yeah, that send us your emails and stuff, and send us your voicemails or your voice messages if you can. And
Preferably
people you can,
usable
but you
ones.
can
We
send,
do get
yeah.
ones which are just like
There,
too
I
noisy to
do
do
have
anything.
one which I can't play because there was a lot of background noise, and I feel it will absolutely destroy the ears of our listeners. So I will just transcribe. Yeah, we'll go with that word. Okay.
Annotate,
I
not
don't
annoying, 'cause
know
that's a pretty
what is
stupid.
it when you. That's when you. I don't know.
Annotate,
I'm just going to say what he said. There you go. That's fair enough. I'll say what he
that's a
said.
no annotate, and it's that. I know someone's now listening to the radio
That's a
going,
great. I love hearing words right like that. Where and I always got that'd be a great D-Day name. Jim, like Dusty Roads or
annotate.
yes, annotate or Max
Hey
Headroom
lads,
or yeah,
listen to me on Spotify. A couple of tracks come up to you. This one's going out to Labour and Ferry.
something
Listen to
like
us
that.
out in. The next one is DJ Shadow's remix of I Feel Your Breath. Don't forget to text us in.
Why do we always do a Dublin accent when we're putting on any accent or pretending to do any voice? It's always dub. Do you notice that every time? Why not? So here
Maybe
we go.
because we can dub it afterwards.
Oh my God. Right.
Yes.
Moving on to the email. So this email is from Ian, a Wexford listener. Well, lads, Ian, it should
Is
have
it
been
definitely Ian or not Lan? It's definitely capital
Ian.
I and not a capital or small L.
Oh no, it's definitely I. It's definitely Ian. So, well, lads, right. So the subject line is the clap. So immediately this got my attention, and I went straight to this email because I'm going, right, the
Did you
clap.
thinking it was a drug, so I had to get rid of it once and for all?
Maybe.
We know you have to clap.
Well, lads, can we talk? Can we please talk about the clap? What I mean by this is clapping situations
okay.
like the landing of an airplane clap. Thanks, Ian, Wexford listener. Well, we appreciate your listenership in Wexford, and hopefully you're enjoying Yellow Belly beer. Not sponsored.
Yeah,
So
I get that.
you've probably experienced this a lot more than I do because you frequent the airlines more than I do, Alan. Makes me sound really sad. But yeah, the first time it was like, what's going on? And I remember was it on every airline? But I remember it starting on Ryanair. And was
I
it
think it's only
literally
ever
because
been
people
Ryanair.
were like, glad we made it. The price of the ticket was so cheap. Fuck yes, we made it. Is that where it came from, I wonder?
Oh, because maybe they're just flying so fast, the flights have been terrible. And then people are like, yes. I don't know if that's coming true.
Clapping isn't.
People are like, clapping isn't. I clap their listeners.
Do you clap? Do you? Yeah, you kind of
No,
end up
at the
joining
end of a
in.
flight, no, I don't. No, I
But
don't.
do
I'm
you
like,
not
oh,
end up
Jesus
joining in
Christ.
like
No, I'm like, shut
like
the
at the
fuck
end
up,
of a
seriously.
performance, people are doing it. But what cracks me up was the last time I was on a flight, and I do remember, is I think only one or two people clapped, and they stopped really quickly because no one else was. Because then it was like rush, take it off, rush, take it off, get your bag, get your bag, get your bag. I'm not
I
fucking
don't get
clapping.
that. You
Unbuckle
mentioned
and
this
rush. I
previously,
know. Yeah.
and you're standing in the aisle. But again, like logically, like imagine getting off Dublin bus and you're like, oh yeah, thanks, and clap, 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 clap. Everyone gets up and starts clapping at every
Imagine
stop. It's
the
like,
amount
what?
of stops. I know. Well, here we go. So similar to clapping, do you thank the bus driver? You do.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
do.
I do.
It's such an isn't people say it's an Irish thing, but maybe it does happen
Although
in
it's
other
harder to
countries.
do now, not because no matter how what I say, it's going to sound wrong. I'm going to change what I'm going to say. It's harder to do now because you actually get off at the kind of the middle door as opposed to the front door now. You don't get off since
Why?
COVID came on. Since COVID, you get on the front door, you get off the back door. That's just what is normal now.
I'm sorry, but how can a bus be a one-way system? That's totally improbable.
Easily.
There's only one
Well, obviously,
stairs.
he's not going to
Okay,
drive up the road.
there's one stairs. Have they a slide on the other side then to come down? So you go up the
That'd be so much
stairs
fun.
and down the slide. Kind of like, you remember the red bus, the red double-decker buses in England? They had the stairs on the outside and it kind of swerved up. They should have made that a slide for coming down. You know, the really old 19 something or
And there
other.
would have been a guy then going, hello, Governor, you coming on? That's two tuppence, please. Oh no, sorry, no,
That's
sorry.
very
I
Mary
need to keep this.
Poppins.
Oh, yeah, I know that's why I need to keep this consistent. How's it going? Get on me bus. Remember we did
Yeah, Dublin
accent.
accent.
Yeah. We're going through Trafalgar Square now.
Well, speaking of Dublin and different locations, you being a Dubliner, what are your thoughts on this portal? Okay, so for anyone who doesn't know, on one of the streets in Dublin, there's now this kind of a sculpture with a screen on it that has a direct link to, is it New York Times Square?
It is, yeah.
They have one
New
in
York,
Times
live
Square, so
camera
you
feed.
can.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if anyone in Dublin knows this, but we can all do that on our computer right now from the comfort of our home. Why do you want to go onto the street in public to look at people? Is that not what video? Is that not what we're doing right now, Alan? This is a portal between Wexford and Dublin. It's a bit weird.
But the difference being is imagine going on Con Street and just sticking your dick in the portal and people in New York are like,
this
what
is
the
what's
hell
going
is
to
that
happen,
thing?
isn't it? There's
Exactly.
100% it's going to happen. And I actually kind of hope it does because that's just, for me, that's golden comedy for me.
Like, imagine being on, in the middle of Times Square and you're like, wow, look how cool this place. And then you're looking over and there's this television of four junkies lashing each other out of it up against the screen.
Yeah.
I'm on
That's what everyone is
Railroad.
afraid is going to happen. And you've all seen the videos of people going, hey, hello, Dublin, with our Lord Mayor who was wearing a hoodie, which I found slightly odd when they launched it. He was wearing a hoodie. That was a bit weird.
I didn't see that.
It was very strange. But then the next scene was literally what you said. There were some inebriated people sitting right in front of it that the guards had to move along. And I was like, that's what's going to happen. Someone's going to rob that screen for a giant iPad. That's what's going to happen.
How long is it before someone's going to crash into it?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. What street is it on? Is it?
It's on Con Street. It's right. It's right as far as I know. Yeah, but I think even though I'm from Dublin, I think somewhere else like Galway or Cork or somewhere else should have gotten it rather than Dublin city centre. I think somewhere else would have been better.
Why not do one between Galway and Dublin or Cork and Galway, something like that? Or if you could
control by Supermax.
Yeah. Or between Wexford and Dublin. you know, everyone's drinking Yellow Belly beers. Not sponsored. You know,
Yeah, but do you remember there was a time in the slime when they put the Millennium Clock up in the Liffey,
yes, it
and it
was
survived
got
it 6 months. This
loads
will
of
be gone in
nicknames.
3 months' time. It'll be wrecked, it'll be destroyed, it'll be smashed up, it'll be gone.
So for people who don't know about this, it was when before the year 2000 came, Dublin had this underwater clock. So it was a clock in the Liffey, the main river going through Dublin, that had a countdown timer to the year 2000, wasn't it? But it broke in. No, I don't know the time, but it
3 months or
wasn't
6 months from
long, and
that.
they had to take it out. It was an
I was like
obscene
$1.5 million.
waste of money. Yeah,
It was £1.5 million at the time. So
yeah.
inflation is probably the guts of €5 million for a giant clock.
We can neither confirm nor deny Alan's inflation figures. But yeah, probably.
No, I'd say it's roughly around
probably,
that.
but it was dire. It was
called Time in the Slime.
But that wasn't the official name, was it? Was it?
No, it's probably called it's probably called the Soggy Clock.
Countdown in the river. There you go.
I think it was called Millennium Clock.
Millennium Clock. That was it. Yeah. Jesus, we've had some stupid ideas, haven't we? And part of me doesn't want this to fail, because it is actually kind of cool that you're seeing a live feed.
I like the idea of it.
The portal, but I was surprised by, I don't know how many people were on the Dublin side, because obviously the camera I saw was facing the portal and the Lord Mayor.
Oh yeah.
But on the New York side, there weren't many people there at all. I thought it was going to be packed. I'd say there was 50 people there, not even. So like, it was all very strange.
Well, where
waste
in New
of
York
money.
Is it?
Times Square, I think. I don't know. I mean, how could we find out this information while we're creating this podcast?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. If there's a slight pause now, it's because we've paused the recording. We've Googled it. Well, John, let me tell you. No, we haven't. Just to clarify.
I'm just going to quickly type in Dublin Portal. Let's see. Portal. Dublin, and it says Dublin and New York City, so I presume it's Times Square. It has to be. Yes, I'm sure it is. Yeah, so let's see how long. What was the cost? Do we know the cost? I can just imagine. Anyway, wrecks my head. Waste of money. There are so many other things we should be spending the money on right now. Absolutely.
Like an underground metro, or not spending like $2 billion on a children's hospital. But anyway, sure.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ! Yes, absolutely.
The most expensive hospital in the whole world
ever, and it's not finished, and it's still not finished. Anyway, let's keep this lively, because that's very depressing. That's very depressing. So I got a voicemail, and I'm just going to call him Jay or Jamie. We say Jamie. Gone up again, and he was commenting on in our podcast how annoying salty food is. And can I just say, before we started recording this, I had a spice bag, so my mouth is as dry as Gandhi's sandal right now, and I need a drink of water because it was so salty.
A spice bag,
so salty.
Such a good thing, a spice bag.
Oh, so good. Yeah, such an Irish thing.
Add salt? Do you add salt normally to your food?
Never. Absolutely, no, I never. So it's exceptionally salty. And I know the funny thing is, I gave out in the last podcast or whatever a few ago about salty meals and how annoying they were. But I went into this spice bag knowing it was salty, so I was expecting it, but it was almost nearly too much. It was spicy salty. Yeah.
Were you hungry though?
Oh, God, fucking starving.
If you weren't hungry and then you ate it, you would have found it way too salty.
Yeah, probably. No, but I was. I loved it, but then I did have to stop myself. But now I'm like,
did you get curry sauce with it?
No, she does. I don't get. Listen. This is here we go. Right, totally. Curry sauce. What is happening? Curry sauce right now. So you know the McDonald's brand of curry sauce, which is delicious. Not sponsored. So, a lot of name.
And this is McDonald's, not McDonald's.
Not McDonald's. Yeah, it's McDonald's.
It's like in Coming to America. McDonald's.
McDowell's. Yeah, it's like McDowell's in Coming to America. Sorry, that's what it was. They have the golden arches. We have the golden arc. Yes, I've seen that movie one too many times. But yeah, the curry sauce is just it's mild. It's not like curry sauce. It's more like a flavored gravy. It's more like
I know. I get that. Yeah.
I don't know.
But
I want to
add stuff to it. Sauce. So what I always do is whenever I order a takeaway, if it's a Chinese or an Indian, sorry, that's what we call them here. Just to clarify, that's not me being anyway racist based upon what happened recently.
I think just to clarify.
Well, no, you're not here, but it happened a couple of weeks ago. Big uproar about apparently there was a lot of Americans going, "Oh my God, it's so racist calling your food Chinese," but that's what it is.
Really?
Anyway, that was.
Yeah, I get it. People in America, when we're ordering food, if we want to eat Chinese food, we say, "Well, we get a Chinese." If you want to eat Indian,
all right, murder a Chinese.
Yeah, murdered. Oh, yeah. Do you know what? I never, now that you said it, and I'm
Yeah.
actually thinking of what you're saying. Yeah, I get why people will be like, what the fuck? Yeah, yeah, I get it. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so anyway, so I normally order an extra curry sauce, which I then freeze. So that means whatever, a week or two later, whatever happens to be, if I'm in the mood for like a Chinese again, I
Yeah.
can defrost the sauce. And I can make my own curry with no chicken. So it's rather than buying one back and forth, back and forth. I
I
always
feel
order an
like I
extra sauce.
don't know you. Do you know what I want to do with you? I want to go camping with you and see how
We have
camping
gone
ready
camping, John.
prepared.
We have gone camping before. Do you remember that?
Are you
Back
talking
at a
about
festival?
yeah, a festival? Yeah,
Yeah.
no, but no, I mean camping. No,
I'm
festival
really good at
camping is
camping.
very different, right? Jesus, we've had some fun, haven't we? We have, in
Literally,
fairness. Yeah,
we
yeah.
had.
Ah, yes, yes, yes.
Yeah,
Now that actually sounds
well,
weird that you said we
yeah,
have,
well,
and I'm
yeah, yeah.
yes, no, it was
Anyway,
just fun at a festival.
yeah, exactly. Brokeback Mountain and everything like that. But
100%.
but what I normally do is if I get the sauce, I then add in my own spices. So I will add spice myself to it as well.
Okay.
So it has the slight flavor of your local Chinese, but then I add the heat. I would add whatever
And do you like
spices I
hot
have
hot
added.
now? Would
Oh
you
yeah, I like
like
hot hot.
really could you introduce me? You were the first person to introduce me to wow, geez, this we need just call this the brand podcast. I was about to the hot wing sauce. It was
Oh,
it's
Frank's hot sauce.
Frank's, yes, yeah, not sponsored. Frank's hot wing sauce,
Do you
yeah.
like that sauce?
I do, but I like my ass can only tolerate so much, to be honest.
We don't put the bottle up with then. Like, what are you doing with the bottle? But just
I
so you
just
know,
assumed it wrong.
yeah,
I
but
thought it was
especially those
hot
handmade
bingo
ones.
wing sauce.
Yeah, Jesus. But just so you know, if you ever are making it, and this is where you're gonna get your butter, you melt down your butter, you mix it with your Frank's hot sauce, and then let it sit. It'll actually be thicker, like what you get in a lot of restaurants. Just so you know, I love my
Yeah.
food. You know, I cook a lot, so
Thicker,
that's
the
what you need to do.
sauce will be thicker, and so will the person eating it. The
And the
sheer
type of
amount of
butter that
butter
you
and
use
calories.
is meant to be ghee, Ghee, which is the type of butter. But in Dublin, that means your fanny or your vagina
It
or your
does.
front
It
garden
does.
or your wizard sleeve or your O'Connell Street portal.
Yes, ghee. We use ghee in a lot of cooking here in this house, believe it or not. My
Oh, that's
wife
right. Yeah,
uses
that's true.
some. Yeah, yeah. It's funny
Does she
that you
like
said
squat down over it or what?
sometimes it depends on what we're eating.
Geez, the first taste of ghee off this.
Oh,
Anyway, yeah,
Jesus.
yeah,
Yeah, you
yeah.
just when you said
We're not sponsored by ghee, by the way, just to clarify.
we're absolutely not sponsored.
John is currently drinking from a bottle of water. Oh my God, is that fizzy water? Do you like fizzy water?
So we stopped that recording for a second so I could drink some water because again, Gandhi Sandal, I had too salty a spice bag, and Alan was shocked to see that I drink fizzy water from the bottle. I love fizzy water.
No, I know. I get fizzy water. It's temperamental.
Okay, continue.
You weren't ready for that word. If
I
I
was
fizzy water
not. I was like, what's he going to say?
because there's only like a 10% gap. 10% timing of fizzy water where it's perfect. Outside of that's like, is it nice? Is it not? I don't. Do you know
I know
what I
what
mean by
you
that?
mean. Yeah, yeah. It's the initial first mouth is too spicy. Then you get to the nice
It's
stuff.
spicy.
Spicy, yeah. It's literally spices your neck. It's like bubbly and spicy. Then you, 3/4 of the way down, it's like it's losing its fizz. I don't know. And then you just drink it out of spite because you paid for it, and you want to get your 15-cent back on the bottle.
That looks like that's 25-cent bottle.
It is a 25-cent bottle. You are right. Jesus, you have a sad life. Yes, so we were talking about the voicemail I got. So yes, about the salty meals, and Jamie agreed with us. The salty meals there are rotten. But what he said annoys me more is when you go out for a meal with people and they order a steak and you've ordered a burger and you're splitting the bill. Did we mention that already?
No, we have
It's so
no. I get
fucking
that. Yeah, no,
annoying.
absolutely. Or you go, I'll just have one Coke and they've had 27 cocktails. You're like, all right,
Or
that's 700 € each.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
fuck
Or
off.
I've been in groups, a couple dates years and years ago. You know, like where it's a group of couples and we're all going out, and somebody wants a bottle of red wine, and you're like, "Are you having a laugh? I was on fucking tonic water because I want this bill really low,
Absolutely. Yeah.
and now I have to
Yeah.
split your 47 € bottle of wine because they were a ridiculous, restaurant price of wine. No, that really, really wrecks my head.
I've done
Thank
that
you,
before.
Jamie.
Remember,
Yes.
I remember I was getting a drink before. I can't remember what I was getting. I said, guys, I'll cover this for myself. Because we knew beforehand. Or what's more awkward, more head wrecking equally as well sometimes is when you don't know if a bill is going to be split or not, or you're just paying your own things. And that awkwardness of going, what way are we ultimately doing this? Or you go out for a meal with somebody else going, are they paying? Especially if it's like something out and then you have to pay like, oh, I did it with work a lot. We kind of go out with work and going, are they paying? And they're like, all right, you owe us like 42
our work
euros.
paying.
Like,
Oh,
I'm like, oh,
that's straight out.
well, I'm not eating for 2 weeks now. Do you know the way? Because I've had to,
Yeah.
If they are paying, I don't need to eat for 2 weeks because I'm filling up.
Well, actually, you've reminded me of something. So I need a bit of a confession on my part, Alan. We went out years and years and years ago.
Me and you?
Yeah. I think it was I think our friend James was there also. And you bought a bottle of, I don't remember, it was champagne or sparkling
Is this
wine.
about mines?
No, it was in Dandelion, Stephen's Green.
Oh, I remember. Yes. Okay.
Yes. So I owe you a bottle back because I never bought one back because I couldn't afford it at the time. So next time we are physically together, there will be a cold bottle of bubbly between us. There you go. Confession. I've been holding on to that for 20 years. I do. I owe you a bottle back.
Now.
No, but
I've been
the funny thing
is,
I have thought about that occasionally and kept on forgetting to bring it up. And I said, I wonder has Alan ever thought of that? Maybe he never had, or I was going.
I was probably drunk at the time.
No, but I was like, I hope you haven't, because I hate when people do that. Don't buy back.
Yeah, no, but
now it's 20 years later, so I will buy back. Okay. But
you know me well enough. I don't buy things like that for the purpose of going, I expect you to buy back. I'm getting because we're having a bit of fun. And
I know.
And that's what I
know that, but I couldn't buy back. And it was it's funny how things like that come back in you. But I will. I'll get you a nice bottle of 0% bubbly. No Secco. I'll get you no Secco.
Tonight on Confessions with John. That's what it's like.
I know, yeah. Not sponsored by No Secco.
Because
that is really actually a brand name.
It is. It's really nice. No Secco.
Yeah.
Right. Let's bring this back into what this podcast is about. By things I had records rather than you.
We needed a catch up. We needed a catch up.
We did. So, you know what annoys me, and it's something that I fall for every single time. It is the energy saving mode on the dishwashers that don't actually wash the dishes. Right?
So many quick kitchen woes. It's ridiculous.
But I put stuff in the dishwasher. There's not enough for a full wash.
Yeah.
And I know if I leave, it's going to stink that weird egg smell that comes from the dishwasher. That's something else that wrecks my head. So I'm going to put on like a 40-minute wash. I'm going, boom, there you go. And all it has basically done is, firstly, just wet all my dishes. And secondly, it's given me like a face steamer. I open up and like, my eyes are burning and nothing.
Great for the pores though.
It is, yeah. It's absolutely great for the pores, but that's why I look so young, because I have to put the dishwasher on 27 times just to wash the things because the energy saving one is useless. So I end up just using twice as much energy trying to save energy. I'm like, no, wrecks my head. Never cleans them properly. Ever.
Yeah, I do agree with you on that. It doesn't, the energy saving one doesn't clean them properly. So then you either, ours is an energy saving. I think it's 25 minutes, which is fine. 25 minutes is grand. Oh, it's really quick.
Mine's 40.
Is it? No, ours is quicker.
The normal one is 2.5 hours.
But yeah, it's ridiculously long. It is so long. And you're like, on how hard it's at that point you consider your life decision to go, why didn't I just wash that plate? This is a stupid waste of time. I could have washed, dried, and stacked it by now and used it again.
So the issue that I have with it, and this has wrecked my head historically. When you don't
historically or hysterically or both.
Hysterically historical. When you decide to actually manually wash dishes, or just manually wash, you know what I mean. You know what I mean by that.
Manually wash dishes, yeah, I get you.
But several things happen. Number one is your sleeve gets soaking wet because for somehow when you're washing stuff, it goes up your sleeve, and then your sleeve is absolutely. I don't roll my sleeves up. Maybe I should do. Yeah, but then you know what you put.
There's a simple solution to that. Yeah, roll
my sleeves up. Yeah. But then you start stacking everything up and not everything fits. Then you all fall down. Yeah. Then you have a glass that's on its side. And like, what the hell? There's suds everywhere. It just looks messy. I'm like, if it's in a dishwasher, I don't know they're dirty. Out of mind, out of sight, out of sight, out of mind.
Out of sight, out of mind, yeah. It's funny, I was talking to my wife yesterday about it because I heard somewhere, I saw it on something, Instagram or whatever, that one guy said, every household should have 2 dishwashers.
I watched that.
Did
one for
it
dirty, one for
made,
clean.
it
Makes
made
sense.
complete sense. The only thing is, obviously, that's taken up a lot of real estate on the lower half of your
But technically, you don't need as
kitchen.
many presses underneath them because everything is in them.
Yeah.
But I
yeah.
don't think from an electricity point of view, running 2 dishwashers is safe. I think that's like having 2
Well,
power
not
showers.
on you putting it on for 2.5 hours and, you know,
Yeah.
one each. But it did make sense that like you're always going to have one clean and one dirty one. So that totally made sense to me, but obviously not very cost efficient.
But no, yeah, it does make sense. But then you think about in your kitchen, a good 50% of your kitchen is normally just for like glasses and bowls and just get rid of it. Have two dishwashers.
Yeah, and why aren't shelves in the dishwasher? Oh, nothing ever fits properly. Like a glasses,
you can up and lower them down, but then you just fall over.
Yeah,
I get that.
Yeah. Fucking first world problems, eh? Have you got another email?
Anything else? I have another head wreck that's very, very topical for me at the moment.
Well, let me guess. It's another annoyance in your kitchen.
No, it's not.
He hates when I said he's actually thick. I can see
it. These are both actually combined. They're 2 of the same cloth. I thought if that's a proper saying. I don't know.
What is happening with the sayings today? Is that 2 of the same? Cut from the same.
Cut from the same cloth.
That's it. Yeah.
Anyway, so 2 of the same annoying. Firstly is banking opening hours. They're stupid. They're headed like it's 10 till 4. It's stupid. Like open up and people aren't in work so I can go to the bank, right? That's the number one issue. This wrecks my head. They're like open from 10 till 4. They take a 3-hour lunch. Then they take another 2 hours for their smoke breaks. It's like back in 10 minutes.
To a bank anymore.
So this is the second part of
right. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
So my daughter's looking to buy a car at the moment. So she has to go to the bank, right? To take out the cash. So there's money lodged into her account, right? I'm not going to say the bank because I don't want to give them any free advertising.
Right.
Because they're shit. So she went
not sponsored.
The money was put into the account this morning. She went in going, hello, I'd like to withdraw X amount of money. Like, you need to wait till that money clears.
But did she just walk up to the ATM and say that? You need to go in and talk to the other robot.
Yeah. It was a couple of grand, and that was the reason why you can't.
You need to wait for it to clear, so you can see it's already there.
Yeah,
but I can see where clear.
So to more specific, she got a loan from the bank. So the bank lodged the money into her account today. She went to take the money out. They said, we can't give you the money yet because we haven't cleared the money yet. She was like, but it's your money. It's in the same safe. What's the issue here?
Yeah, there's literally nothing happening other than you're saying, yes, it's yours.
No. And they're like, oh, I can take 24, 48 hours to clear the money. But I'm like, but why? You had the money. You've given me the same money you've always had. The money's still in the same place.
Yeah.
I just wrecked my head going, like banks are so quick for taking money out of your account instantly. When you lodge money, and it's like, oh, well, you did it after 2:30 on a Friday, you might get it next Wednesday.
Yeah, and if we talked about that, the delay in adding your fees and processing payments on credit cards and stuff, it's ridiculous. Is it literally just to keep as much money in the system for as long as possible to make as much interest?
Irish thing. Most other banks in Europe have instant SEPA. So I know SEPA was that whole thing we changed, where we got the BICs and the other one, the BICs and the bands. And then if you go, like, for example, if you're in France and this is my understanding for what I've read on my short time in Reddit, if you have a French account and you lodge your German account, they get it within like 30 seconds. But I've had a Revolut account. I have a Revolut account. I used to have an N26 account. If I transferred from my Revolut, which was in Lithuania, to my N26, which is based in Germany, it was instantly, and vice versa. Versus if I go into Bank of Ireland, hand them cash, they look at the cash, stick in a drawer and go, well, we're not going to open that drawer for another 24 hours.
Not sponsored by Revolut, Bank of Ireland, or the other bank in Germany that you talk about. I know, it's so annoying. It is so annoying. You said you wouldn't name the bank and you named them anyway.
No, I didn't.
Okay, fair enough. The money woes and everything. I know, and even for me,
stressful.
It's not an issue with work, but payday for me, they're one bank and I'm the other. So everyone gets paid before me. And then everyone's like, oh, are you going out for lunch? And I'm like, no, the money hasn't gone through.
Oh, really? That's bizarre.
Yeah, because I'm another bank. We do, but it's just because it's a different bank. But it's only a few hours later, but there is a delay.
Because especially thinking, have I gotten paid or not? And you're kind of waiting for that.
I know.
Again, that's another example. Why does it take so long?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, is it literally a guy in a suit and a suitcase walking with it? Like, that's what I think. From one bank to the other.
like in this day and age, surely he can just like email you, take a photograph of the food, take a photograph of the money in one bank and send it to the other bank. Go, here's the money. Go, great. Thanks for confirming. Like what? Like I don't get it. Like it logically makes no sense. And then, so to add to this, she contacted me and said, "Oh, it should go through after 4 o'clock." And she was like, "But that's pointless because you're closed at 4 o'clock."
I can't go in and get the
why it was a double issue.
Yeah, I think you're getting drunk. Is it now? Is there a difference in taste at all? Would you notice a difference in taste in the Heineken 0% not sponsored?
I think Heineken 0 is more fizzier. I think again, I go because I don't really drink. I've never compared side by side. Like I like the Guinness 0, and it's slightly sweeter.
I was going to say, had you tried it? Yeah, but I remember you had. I haven't tried it yet because I'm afraid I won't like it, and I don't want to waste it if I don't like it.
I have a NitroSurge as well, so I use it with a NitroSurge. You're not meant to be able to use it with NitroSurge.
What does that do? Right, because you have to
pay surges the nitro.
It's like
it surges nitro. Or
but is there nitrogen in it? Is it?
There's nitrogen in most.
But
that's the gas when you.
Yeah, but then I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah.
I've never seen it being used. Actually, I must maybe look into that as well.
Yeah.
I have a lot of drinking stuff to do before the next podcast, don't I?
Yeah, you have to go and what do you say? Yeah, the IPAs. That's it from Yellow Badger Bollocks, whatever. What's it called?
Yellow belly beer. Yellow belly beer. Yellow belly.
Not far off.
Yellow belly, as in yellow from the Wexford colours. The yellow belly, purple and gold.
I didn't know where you're going with that. I'm not gonna lie to that one.
No, but it's the same as the other Wexford,
yellow Wexford colour.
Purple and gold. They're the Wexford colours.
So not yellow. Okay, fair enough. Okay. Just basically like a giant
everyone
twirl.
says yellow belly. It's like a giant what? Twirl.
Twirl. It's purple and yellow.
Yeah. No, is there yellow on it? Oh, there is. Yeah. The twirl.
There's no yellow in the flag. It's gold.
I'm not a jersey head. I don't wear jerseys. I've never worn jerseys. I don't understand why.
Worn a jersey?
No, I don't think I can ever think of one time I wore a jersey ever in my life, unless it was like as a pajama top to wear to bed or something. Yeah, but I don't even have one.
Great.
I don't even have one. That's the thing. So it would have been like when I was younger with my brothers and sister, and one of them would have had one. That's the only time.
But I do like having those weird T-shirts for pajamas. Sorry, that Heineken 0 has repeated on me.
It's all right. You're puking into your mouth, and I've Gandhi sandal in mine, so it's grand.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. No, I do like those kind of the weird tops for pajama tops.
Do you wear pajamas then? So if you didn't have a top, or do you?
I don't wear bottoms. I can wear bottoms, but I just wear. I like
wear jocks though.
Yeah. I have
because it'd be a bit weird you walking around with the jersey top and no bottom. That's like
because it's really weird, especially when I'm napping on the bus on the way into work. Like obviously I have to wear my pants like this.
Fuck's sake, Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
I don't get the bus. So something that's wrecking my head are bus lanes, bus gates, one-way systems that you can't drive anywhere in Dublin City anymore. And from August, you will not be able to drive from one side of the city to the other. Sorry, that's unfair for me to say. Is you can, but it's going to be a major pain in the hole. So at the moment, I cross by the Quays. I go along the Quays over O'Connell Street. That's closed now. That's buses only. So now you're going to have to turn by Jervis.
Bridge is buses only.
It will be. So going across the Quays, they're turning. You can only get from August.
Where can
you have to turn? You have to go with Jervis, then go by Jervis, and all the way back to.
But that's already a nightmare because that's only one row as well. Because there's bus and bike.
Yep.
Oh my God, nightmare! I'm so glad I don't live in Dublin anymore. Not sponsored. I can't deal with
in a minute. So it was all right. No, just traffic management systems for no point. And then the bus lights are like 4 hours long and 4 seconds for a car. And then some of the top of lights takes 3 seconds to move off, and they're the only car that gets off. You're like, for fuck's sake. Anyway, that's my heated rant.
Yeah, see, I'm glad I don't have a very, very, very short commute. And speaking of commutes, we gotta go. Alan, it's been an eclectic one tonight, I have to say. It's been fun. We've started at, I don't even remember what we started at, beer, and we kind of ended on beer in a way. Yeah, it was a broad spectrum, but thank you for listening. And we have a couple of new countries listening to us. At the moment, I think we got Japan, and
look what t-shirt I'm wearing. My t-shirt.
Oh, and you're wearing Japan. He's wearing a No, it's the right way around. So yeah,
Okay.
yeah. If you want to tell us some of your woes and your head wrecking stories or voicemails on by email or by what's the other one, Instagram, you can do that at
head_rect.
Yes, and you can email us at thelads@headrec.com. And make sure if you are listening to us on Spotify or Apple that you just give us a couple of little stars there, because we really like to see them and we're really happy with all our listeners. And the more stars you give us, and the more reviews you give us, the more people hear us. And so you're already doing brilliant. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for staying this journey with us.
We might really get our sponsors.
Yeah, yes. And then I'll have to stop saying not a sponsor and I'll go, this podcast is sponsored by whoever. And then everyone will stop listening to us because it'll be full of ads. Bye.
Already is.
Or what?
Bye. It already is. It already is. Full of ads.
Bye.